Oh, can I fix that?
Hey, what's up? Welcome to. Oh, your video just changed. Hey,
No,
welcome
Zach
to.
turned off the lights.
Oh, FF Uncensored. My name is Trevor Whitwer, and I'm here with Ashley Anderson. Just got it added in. Nice. In case you didn't know our last names, now you do. And today we are talking about protein for breakfast. So, we've looked at a lot of food journals. We've coached a lot of clients. And one thing that we see consistently amongst people is a lack of protein for breakfast, which makes a lot of sense, right? Because most traditional breakfast foods, think cereals, pancakes, waffles, muffins, bagels, that kind of stuff, like just very carb heavy and not very protein heavy. Even eggs, right? Because 1 gram or one egg contains about how many grams of protein, Coach?
That'd be 6.
6 grams of protein, which isn't all of that much because we're looking to hit for, let's say, a 150-pound female. How many grams of protein a day? Hey, lights are on.
I know. I had texted him to turn them back on. So you said 150-pound female?
Yeah, give or take.
We're going to say 150 grams of protein.
So that means if you're eating 3 times a day, y'all can do the math. That's 50 grams of protein per meal. And if you have 2 eggs for breakfast, that's 12. So
Wah,
hey,
wah, wah.
we're only 38 short, right? So I think with breakfast, you have to be a little bit strategic about it. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to give you some strategies for breakfast for you to hit that 30 to 40, probably 30 to 40 mark is a good place to hit. Because my guess is lunches and dinners have a tendency to be more protein heavy because they're probably going to contain some meats or animal products, that kind of stuff. So let's talk about some higher protein breakfasts.
Okay, before we're going to do that, because we were just having this talk in the gym, there are bars that are like protein breakfast bars. And marketing is awesome. And I'm going to tell you that one of my clients is like, oh, well, the Kind has a breakfast bar and I like to eat this every day. And I'm like, if it doesn't have 10 grams of protein for 100 calories in the bar, it is not a valuable source of protein for breakfast. It was 220 calories for 4 grams of protein. So I just want to say,
wait, was it a breakfast protein bar?
Yeah, they sell it as a breakfast protein bar. Like, this is what I mean. It has 4 grams of protein.
There are no rules. What are we living in? What kind of world? Like, this is just chaos. You can just make up whatever you want. The healthiest protein breakfast bar on the planet. How many protein grams does it have? 4. Awesome.
So this is why we're saying advertising is another one. So like, I just want you to know, yes, you could still have one of those breakfast bars with a protein shake.
Right.
Now we're right. Like, we're getting some carbs, we're getting some fats from the nuts that are in the bar, and we're going to have 25 to 35 grams of protein in your protein shake, depending on what you're doing, if you're adding milk, all of that kind of stuff. So like, let's go. So Trevor wanted to go into the options, but I kind of gave
that is an option.
First option. But like, I wanted to touch on, like, before we even dig into ideas and suggestions, is like, remember marketing, like, they're going to write whatever they want on the record.
There are no rules. Like, there are no rules. It's lawless. It's lawless.
I feel like we're in Divergent, but I don't think it's called Lawless. I can't remember what they're called, but now I can't. Okay. Dauntless. Okay. Anyways, they're the crazy ones in Divergent. If you guys are, Trevor has no idea what we're talking about.
No idea. I go to bed at 8 o'clock.
So do I. Okay, so breakfast options. Trevor, when you're thinking about easy go-to breakfast options, where are you going to start?
So let's define breakfast. We're talking about the first meal of the day.
The meal that breaks your fast.
That breaks your fast. Hey, it doesn't mean it needs to be in the morning either, right? But I typically eat in the morning, except for today. Like, I just couldn't get my day figured out, so I haven't eaten yet. So I'm going to break my fast here in a little bit. But
okay, I broke my fast at like 5:30 this morning, so...
Typically, for a lot of clients, I find the easiest way to get a bunch of it in is some sort of shake. Call it a smoothie, call it whatever. Because I can really control how much is in it by how many scoops of protein that I'm putting in. Right? I mix mine with some collagen as well, so I'm giving some of those peptides, and then I throw in my creatine. I throw in some berries, or potentially like a frozen banana, If I want some more good fats in it, I might throw in a little bit of avocado, or some. Actually, I do nuts. I do hemp seeds, and I'm actually doing hemp seeds and chia seeds right now. And I'm doing both because I was looking at the hemp ingredient, not the ingredient list, but the nutrition facts. And hemp is actually, it's pretty good in protein. Like you get like 10 grams per like 3 tablespoons of hemp. So it's a pretty dense plant protein source. But the fiber is really low. I thought it would have more fiber in it, but it only had like 1 or 2 grams. Whereas like chia seeds, holy moly, like 3 tablespoons of chia seeds is like 10 grams of fiber. And so I'm like, I need some fiber in my life. So now I do them both. I used to go like one or the other, but I get the, if you're looking it up, I get the Costco. I think it's the Kirkland. I don't know if it's Kirkland brand. Hemp seed hearts.
I was looking at the flaxseed macros. I was just very intrigued by that.
I have flaxseed. So was that? Are you trying to bring in something different? I don't do flaxseed.
Oh, I thought you said flax. What was
hemp,
the other one?
Hemp seeds.
Oh, sorry. I got so
shelled hemp seeds. I used to do flax back in the day, but you have to grind it and all of that kind of stuff. And it's like, and I don't want to buy the pre-ground stuff because it's not quite as stable. And so I'm like, all right. So hemp seeds, I like those. Okay. Higher protein. And then also chia seeds for the fiber is really why I do the chia seeds, and you're going to get some omega-3s and good fats and that kind of stuff. But it's more of the fiber. I'd rather use that than like a psyllium husk powder or something that just makes it gritty. So, and then like chia seeds kind of give it a little bit more texture in a way, right? Like they absorb liquid, right? So, so I personally like protein shakes just because, and I think protein shakes kind of get a bad rap because it's really just like I'm using whey protein with a bunch of other whole foods, and then I'm putting it in a blender because it makes it really easy, and I can make it in 3 minutes. So I like that just because you can titrate it, right? I can give the same thing to a 110-pound female and a 250-pound male, and they can just change the amounts in it to fit what they need. So that's kind of cool, right? And it doesn't really change a ton of the volume, right?
It doesn't have to, depending on what. I mean.
If you're just adding a couple more scoops of whey protein, like it just makes it a little bit thicker, right? I don't need like twice the amount of liquid.
Well, and I also like to throw in, like, if you're someone and you're a 150-pound female and you're trying to eat and maybe your goal weight is 140. So you're trying to get 140 grams of protein. Freak, I hate those numbers. We're still going off of 150. You're trying to get 50 grams. Remember, you don't have to just use 1 scoop of protein powder that's 25 grams. You can do 2 scoops of protein powder. This is like one of the most mind-blowing things that I have to tell my clients.
I can only use 1 scoop. It says 1 scoop. It says a scoop.
You guys can do 2 scoops in protein powder and that kind of stuff. So I'm with Trevor. I'm in that quick and easy breakfast. I do a protein, like a very simple milk and protein powder, shake it, mix it, drink it. I do a scoop and a half. That gets me a little closer, and I use milk. And then I do some kind of fruit. And we're talking grab and grow foods like apples, bananas, things that I'm going to walk out the door and they are already edible in the state that they're in. So I don't do a lot of added work.
It's like shake and then piece of fruit.
Yeah.
Not fruit and shake.
Not fruit and shake because I don't run my blender at the crack of dawn because I wake other people up in my house. But I can walk out with the shake. The other thing I've been doing a lot of is the oats overnight, like you can make your own overnight oats. Don't come at me. I am in lazy girl mode right now. I am in oats overnight. You get the little package. You put 8 ounces of milk in it. You pour the package in. You shake it up. It goes in your refrigerator. These are kind of awesome because some of them have like 7 to 10 grams of fiber in them because they add chia seeds and flax seeds into them. So that has been a really it's very easy way to get some extra fiber in it. I add collagen peptides to mine. So I'm taking they're about 20 grams of protein. I get another 10 or so from the milk that I use. And then I get another 15 to 20 from using my collagen peptides. So now I'm a lot closer to my protein goal. And that is just, it's all in one jar. And I walk out the door with it. And remember it is oats. It's not like I'm swallowing it. I still have to chew, which is kind of nice. Cause then it slows me down from eating it really fast.
There's some value too in having to chew just from the whole digestion process and slowing down.
Definitely. So I've been doing a lot of that, but you could very easily make your own overnight oats with whey protein, yogurt, oats. You can add collagen to them. Like there's so many things that you can mix. You could put chia seeds in those, and flax seeds and hemp seeds, and all of those things could go in there as well too. So those are all options as ways to make a more robust breakfast.
And honestly, having some grab and go options, like we have at the gym some OWYN, so only what you need, ready to drinks. It's literally 32 grams of protein in a shaker, in a bottle. You literally shake it, maybe grab a piece of fruit, and cool, like you've hit it. And all you had to do was grab it out of the fridge. And so I think having some of those can be helpful too. And I actually really like that brand because they do add some other fun stuff in it, things like greens, and like it's not just straight like whey and water. So, and I don't know if those are whey or not. Those might be plant. No, those are plant-based.
No, they're plant-based.
Those are plant-based.
They're vegan, actually.
So there you go. Right. For all the vegans out there. Or if you have a sensitivity to dairy, works well.
Yes. I mean, also that.
So,
okay, so if you weren't gonna do, let's
talk more traditional breakfast foods.
Let's
talk some traditional breakfast foods.
Okay, I would say traditionally breakfast foods.
Let's talk eggs, because eggs I think are probably the most. I love eggs, by the way. I don't eat them much for breakfast anymore because I do a shake, so like I have them for dinner. But I like eggs, and I think eggs are great. But let's talk about.
I'm an egg at lunch kind of girl. Like I'm home right now, I can go whip up some eggs, and they're quick and easy to make for lunch. But okay,
or even hard-boiled eggs are great too. So few things right with eggs. Eggs are great first and foremost. We don't need to be concerned about the cholesterol thing with eggs that people were all worried about. Right, that ship has kind of sailed. And so you can have multiple eggs a day, and this isn't going to have a big impact on your actual like cholesterol levels and that kind of stuff. But to get to 30 grams of protein with just eggs is 5 eggs, potentially, right? 6 eggs. I mean, if you're a male and trying to get to 50 grams of protein or higher, now we're talking like 8, 9 eggs-ish, which can just be a lot of volume, right? And it can also be a fair amount of calories, right? Because a lot of the calories from eggs are coming from fat. And
they have about 5 grams of fat in that. So 5 times 9 is 45 calories. And every egg, half of the calories from your egg are coming from fat.
Well, how many calories are in one egg? Give or take. Let's look that up and let's find that, right? And so because we have to be cognizant of this, like,
before I search, it's 70. Okay. The number they gave me is 78.
Okay, cool.
And if 5 grams are fat, more than half of your calories are coming from fat.
Right.
Which
maybe isn't the best. But like if we're trying to hit protein goals, we might be over consuming calories in order to get to those protein goals, which then could potentially be counterintuitive for what we're trying to do if we are in a weight loss phase, right?
Yes. So one of my first thoughts is if you want to do eggs and you're like, oh, I only want to have a couple, but I need more. I am on the, egg whites are great to add in addition to your eggs that you're already eating.
So for people that don't know what egg whites are, they come in a carton, kind of like a little milk carton.
You can also just use egg whites and just throw the yolk, but don't throw all that wonderful nutrition away. Buy the carton.
That's hard.
Buy the carton of eggs. Please just buy the egg white carton.
Yeah, that's hard to do. And it's kind of annoying. Just buy the carton. Buy the carton. Egg beaters. I don't know, there's some other brands, but literally you can get a big carton of it.
Yes, you can. And a serving size is about a quarter of a cup. And they're going to be about 8 more grams of protein. I think I'm trying to find one.
It's just pure protein, right? Because all of the protein in an egg is in the white. It's not in the yolk. And you can scramble them in. Like if you're making scrambled eggs, you just dump them in with your current eggs.
3 tablespoons is 5 grams of protein.
Which 3 tablespoons is not very much.
No, it's not much at all.
Right. So let's say you wanted to get 20 grams from let's say you wanted to do 3 eggs. So now we are at 18 plus 12 tablespoons of whatever that is. It's probably like a quarter of a cup, like a quarter or some sort of cup of that. And now we're at 38. Right.
That's a lot of volume though. That's still going to be a lot of volume of food. Okay.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah, but then so you have eggs. You can have egg whites to add some volume. What are other ways you can add protein to your traditional breakfast.
So we look at meat sources, right? So I like traditionally like deli type meats, right? Work really well. Adding in some leaner hams or turkeys, or they could chop, kind of think like Denver omelet type of stuff, right? Like what goes well with that? Onions, green peppers, diced up ham, that kind of stuff. And so we can add in some of those. Like you can even go like leftover chicken breast, like leftover chicken thighs in with eggs. Like you can go pork, even though pork sometimes is a little bit fattier, but like those can be good combinations with eggs to add in. So just think animal source, animal protein, right? Or maybe you do a couple eggs and then you do some yogurt, like a really like a Greek-ish style, like an oikos, or what is it? What's Faye is another one, I think. Faye?
Is that how you say it?
Faye? I think it's F-O-F. I think how they pronounce F-A-Y-E. Is that Faye?
I don't know. That's why I was. And that, isn't there Fage too?
That's how it's spelled, but that's not how it's said.
Oh, okay.
So, so you could like take some of that, right? Maybe you want that with some berries, right? In it. Cool. Like we want a couple eggs because we're getting a lot of the nutrients from eggs, right? From the egg yolks, which is really important. And then you have some yogurt and berries on the side. Cool. Like you could very easily get there because there's a lot of yogurts now where you can get like almost 20, if not more than 20 grams of protein per cup. Like it's pretty good.
Yeah. And so easy. I will say like, we didn't mention any of the typical like pork sausage and bacon. Those are just going to be higher in fat sources. But remember, like, don't eat 7 slices of bacon. But if you were making a breakfast burrito and you're going to put a slice or two on your breakfast burrito, it's fine. But it's not only a protein source. And that's
Correct.
really like the big thing of being more aware of. Like, yeah, 1 or 2 slices of bacon is probably like 5 to 10 grams of protein, but it's also probably higher in fat content. So then like, when you're putting bacon on it, it also means you have to watch other things that you might be putting on a burrito or having for breakfast, which could be avocado or cheese and that kind of stuff, which are also going to be higher fat sources as well. So just be aware of what you're using with it. Fat makes things taste better. That's why when there's bacon and cheese and things, it tastes like magic on earth. So just beware when you're mixing a lot of that together, because you could be making your very healthy breakfast very calorically dense, which while that might be okay, depending on what you're eating for the rest of your meals, it might be you want to save some of those calories for later or for a different meal.
So 1 slice of bacon is 2.9, so called 3 grams of protein and 3.5 grams of fat.
What kind of bacon are you looking at?
I don't know. I just said 1 slice of bacon.
Oh my God. I need to go find the bougie bacon we buy at my house.
Oh man. All right. Well, so like there's plenty of ideas, and you'll notice we we didn't say, hey, you know what? This just made me think of this. We just bought some Magic Spoon. Have you ever had Magic Spoon?
Yeah, the cereal.
The cereal. So it's a higher protein cereal. I think it's like 14 grams per cup. It tastes a lot like the David bars, to be honest, because they use allulose and monk fruit. I don't know if I'm a huge fan.
Zach does not like it. We made an effort because I had it at Costco, and at Costco you could buy 2 boxes for the price is 1 at the Whole Foods. So I bought it. It's kind of sitting in our house.
We bought it online. We bought all of the flavors too.
Oh, I only bought the chocolate one.
Asher really wanted cereal, so we're like, okay, we'll get you some cereal. But I'm just kind of like, I'll just eat real cereal.
I don't really love this cereal, but I have been taking it and putting it in I have the vanilla Greek yogurt right now, so I've been putting the chocolate cereal in my yogurt, which I don't love the cereal, but in the yogurt, at least it gives a little flavor and a little texture to it. So and I get a little extra protein with my yogurt. So like not a big deal. My client Haley makes a lot of Ninja protein ice cream, and she eats them with cereal. Like that is one of her favorite.
Like real cereal or Magic Spoon
cereal? Real cereal.
So like, I mean, there's nothing
like 2,200 calories in a day. You can, and you're paying attention to that, like you can get away with real cereal.
It's if it fits your macros, right? Like it can work.
Yeah, but if it fits your macros is a valid strategy for weight loss, it's not a valid strategy for health.
I saw a post that I want to tell you about that I thought was really insightful. And I was like, this kind of makes a lot of sense. It was from Ashley Dwyer. Ashley. So it says we need to care, and I'm paraphrasing here, but something around like if you want to lose weight, pay attention to calories. If you want to kind of manipulate how you look, right, pay attention to macros. And if you want to feel better in a way, pay attention to micros. And I was like, oh, it's kind of really interesting. So it's like weight is calories, kind of how your body is proportioned is macros. And then the last piece was how you feel, which is micros, vitamins, minerals, all of those kind of things. Which is like, oh, that's a really actually kind of a cool way. And the post was way more elegant, and it was like a cool like infographic type thing. But I'm like, oh, that's actually a really good way to look at something.
I think we could definitely do a whole episode kind of talking about that. So let's
should we do that next time? I think that would be a fun one.
Yeah,
that'd be a fun one.
All right, for you guys watching, what's your favorite breakfast? How could you amp up the protein, or do you even know how much protein you're getting at breakfast? Share that with us.
I would love that.
Else you want to add today?
No, I mean, we do the Kodiak stuff sometimes too. If we are doing some of the traditional breakfasts, pancakes, muffins, that kind of stuff, and they do a decent job. They put some whey protein in it, right? So you just get more. And so, I mean, I think you can look at your tradition, what you're doing right now, and then just be like, how could I get more? Ask yourself that question. Not like I need to overhaul my entire breakfast, but just like, okay, how could I get, if I had to get to 30 grams for breakfast based on what I'm doing right now, how would I need to kind of add to that and see what you come up with? So I think it's good.
Awesome. We'll try it, guys. Let us know what you think. Let us know what your breakfast is.
Eat some protein. Protein. More protein.